Welcome to the Boston's Big Four podcast. Cast. New news about music and sports every week, sometimes.
All right, we're back. Episode 83. As you can see, I got the Welker jersey behind me. We got Vasjan with us. Fresh
Hi,
off
everyone.
the release of his new single, Pull Up and Ride, his first single. New video as well with Ron Suno. Numbers are going crazy. What's up, man? Good to have you on.
I appreciate you all for having me here. As you said, my first song with Ron Suno is out now on all platforms. Pull Up and Ride. Go check that out. And yeah, appreciate you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for joining us. So for people who don't know, you're a promoter. We just mentioned before we started recording that you were a promoter in Albania for a couple of years, and then you moved to the States. And you've been a promoter here for a couple of years. What's that journey been like? How'd you get into promoting back home?
So I'm originally from Albania, and when I finished high school, I started doing shows because I was doing smaller shows in high school with the teachers and all that for the school. And then after I finished high school, I thought that was really what I wanted to do. And I really liked the events and the clubs, because back there in Albania, there is no age limit to enter to clubs. You can go party or do whatever at a young age. And I started
go to
doing
Albania.
Yeah, it sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
yeah, and in most of the places in Europe is like that, but here in America is different. But I started doing shows in Albania in my city when I finished high school, and started selling tickets, booking artists. And then I moved here 2.5 years ago, and yeah, continued the journey here, even though it was very hard in the beginning because I didn't have any connections. But
Yeah, that's got to be hard, and especially we've talked about that for artists that are even more that have been born here. It's sort of hard to break into the scene when there are certain circles that are already running. So it is hard to make those connections and build a following and actually get into the scene, or know who to talk to even, really, because sometimes like you said, you're a promoter. I'm sure you're getting new artists reaching out to you all the time looking for a shot to get on stage. So if you don't know who to ask, then it's hard to get on stage. You just see people performing and you wonder, who did they have to talk to get there, or how did they get discovered? So that I can imagine. And how did is there a person or an event that maybe you can say got you into the scene? And you started in Boston when you came to America?
yeah, so that's true what you said. Now artists hit me up, but in the beginning when I got here, I had to hit artists up because nobody know who I was, so I had to reach out to different artists from Boston or Mass. I was just going, I remember going to Instagram hashtags and see artists from Boston, so I could reach out to them and see how we could link up, and me getting in touch with them and listening to their music. And then when I saw that I was making some connections, I started doing shows here. But in the beginning, I was just basically working for other promoters, working for their events, just getting opening acts or selling tickets for them. And I would say the first event was Young MA in Lawrence in Mass. That's kind of how I started.
Am I saying that wrong? Is it Young MA? I always say
it's Young MA.
Ma.
It's Young
I
MA.
say Young Ma. Is that wrong?
That is wrong.
Yeah.
There's a dot in between. There's a period.
I see that, but Ma. I don't know.
I would say it like that back from where I'm from.
Yeah.
What's your?
That was my first event. I would say that I started here.
What's your favorite event that you've thrown so far?
My favorite event, even though it wasn't that big, I would say was the Ran Suno show, which was this last November, because it was during a pandemic, so I didn't really know if people would actually show up. Mm-hmm. And even though we had masks and all the guidelines were applied for the venues and stuff, So I wasn't sure if everyone would, come and support, but everyone came, and it was a great time. But as of the biggest events, I would say Lil Baby in Lawrence, Mass again.
Or
Awesome. So you've done a few shows in Lawrence. Is there a certain venue that's like that you stick with out there?
Yeah, so like most of the shows I've done are in Lawrence in Central Nightclub, because I think that's one of the biggest clubs in Mass with 1600 capacity. So
Hmm.
those types of venue is hard to find, and I've built a relationship with the promoters and the venue, so
Okay.
it's been pretty good throwing shows over there.
Yeah, that's important to know because I actually not familiar with that venue, and we've said this before on past episodes. Boston, and honestly, sound off in the comments, listeners, if I'm wrong. Doesn't feel that Boston or Massachusetts has enough venues, enough legitimate, sizable venues for good fans to perform good music, or good fans to watch good music and have bands perform and feel that they're performing to a crowd and not on a postage stamp stage in a bar, which is a lot of the times what happens in the city. So it doesn't feel like a show so much where like you have venues that, I mean, we talk about it so many times. Shout out the Middle East. That was probably in Boston, I think, other than like the Royale or House of Blues, like that's probably the best venue when it comes to local artists. You got a big wide open space and there was multiple floors and stuff. Is this venue anything like that as far as like the multiple bars and having the different spaces and stuff? You said the
Yeah,
place is called Central, right?
yeah, Central Nightclub is in Lawrence. Yeah, it's like it's really big, and it has like 2 floors. And yeah, it's really cool. But like as you said, like House of Blues or like other venues in Boston, I would say that when it's a show there, it's more like a big concert, rather than party kind of, like type of concert.
Mm.
But that's why like a lot of shows are thrown like out of Boston, because in the venues in Boston, they have their own promoters usually, and they just do like events with DJs and stuff. So like when there is a show, it's usually like a big concert in like House of Blues or other venues.
Hmm. And are there any artists that you would you've sort of kept in your back pocket? Can we expect any big shows or big features coming up post pandemic?
I don't know. As of right now, I'm just because I heard that Massachusetts is gonna reopen the venues with limited capacity. So right now, I've been throwing shows in New Hampshire because
Okay.
they have
I don't
like,
New Hampshire.
yeah, in Manchester, New Hampshire, because their restrictions are not that bad, and the venues are open. So, but I'm waiting for Massachusetts to open so I can do some shows here. But it's still gonna be with limited capacity even when they reopen. But that's why I'm not like really doing, like, I'm doing shows, but I'm not doing the artists who I really wanted to bring, like big artists.
Right.
Yeah, and that's fair. I bet it's probably expensive to get big artists right now because they're demanding certain amenities and stuff. The artists are not going to
Yeah.
put themselves
And
through this.
a lot of artists, they think that like Massachusetts is like Atlanta or Miami, or like where the venues are open like full capacity, but it's totally different here. Not
Yeah.
even in Mass, because Mass is like the venues are closed right now, bro.
Yeah, it's funny. I've seen some recent videos that came out of people in bars, and they were videos that were recently recorded, and no one's wearing masks. They're just out in bars, full capacity. It looks like shoulder to shoulder, and I want it back so bad. Give it to me. Get me sick. Whatever. What? Knock
Seriously.
on wood. Don't get me sick, but let's hang out. Like,
Yeah.
let's just do it.
I miss shows, man.
I miss venues. What's your favorite genre? It sounds like your focus is on hip hop, but do you ever put on like an EDM show or things like that? Because those do have that party vibe that you mentioned. It's just sort of fun. You're in the room just vibing or doing the whole. It's more of the evening and the less about the I don't know.
I usually throw shows like when it comes to like hip hop artists, with hip hop artists, or even when I work with other events, it's usually hip hop, because most of the people, they just bring hip hop artists even if when it's a show. So like yeah, I haven't seen anyone bring any like pop artists other than, you know, like big concerts in TD Garden or whatever. But like when it comes to like shows in venues, people mostly bring hip hop artists. So that's the type of events that I work for.
Okay.
Because I'm not in a certain club, but to to work there every week with a DJ event, you know, like I usually work with like artists and shows that have to do with artists.
Okay. So in terms of your music, so you created, you have one song out. You mentioned before, I believe this is before we started recording, that you have some more music you've been working on. It's been sort of about a year. It sounds like you've been working on putting out more music than this one single. And have you been? Oh gosh. So do you? Sorry, I had to backtrack for a second, but I was curious. Did you make music before you came to America, and do you use your native language at all when you're writing lyrics?
Uh, no, not really. Like when I was back in Albania, like I always wanted to do something with music, but I just started doing shows back there, so it was gonna be too much doing like all those things at the same time. So I just focused on shows over there. But I always knew that um, the promoting thing would always help me if I decide to do music later on. So even when I got here, I knew that at some point I was gonna start doing music. So I just keep building connections because that's the most important thing when it comes to music and shows. The more connections you build, the better.
Yeah,
True.
absolutely.
So the video already has 500,000 views. It's been like a week, right? Half a
Yeah,
million
yeah,
views.
a little more than that, yeah.
Yeah, a little more than that. So you know, obviously that's crazy. So we have a lot of artists on this show. What advice would you give to artists? What's the formula for getting that many views on a video? Because it's your first song.
Like I usually say to artists that the biggest thing is to have a plan when you drop your song, because even though I can have like 20 songs right now, like I'm not gonna drop a song every week because I have a plan for one song, for one particular song. Like especially my first song, I know I had the plan for advertising and all that like a month before I dropped the song. So like I had a lot of blogs ready to post the song and like playlists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I
I
noticed
just
there's
know when
a lot of reaction videos too on YouTube.
yeah, like they're all part of the promo, like TikTok dances and all other stuff. So I always have a plan when I do something. And now with music, I would just say to everyone that to have a plan when they drop a song, not just drop 15 songs on SoundCloud and with no promo, they're not gonna get any play. So it's it's not gonna get anywhere, you know.
Mhm.
But when you drop a song, just put like if you really think that that song is the one, then put some time and effort on promotion as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and that makes sense to have a plan because when it comes out, we've had the opposite issue where sometimes artists never put out their music, so no one ever listens to it, and that's an issue too. So you want to
Yeah.
be releasing things in a timely manner and having it pop at the right time. It's almost like hitting things at the crest of the wave, so it's actually getting those views. Um, it is interesting though because when you see, uh, I actually was looking at some of Ron Suno stuff, so I discovered him through you really. So I learned that you were putting out music, and I found some Ron Suno stuff, and his music videos are similar. He actually seems to have more like in the more hundreds of thousands of views. So things
Yeah.
do seem to line up. Yeah. As far as the view count goes, it is.
Yeah, that's why as I said, like my first video, I wanted to be like a feature, but like I didn't plan to have a feature. Like I like to be honest, my first song I wanted to be just me, so the people know like how I sound, because nobody know like how I sound in the song or whatever. But it just came that like I had a show with him, and I just we just talked about a song as well because I really like his music. So we just came down to an agreement, and pretty good. And we shot a video the night that he was gonna perform at the venue. So yeah, it came out pretty good
Okay.
as my first song.
And as far though, so I am still curious as far as like the view count per time, because I do always wonder with the planning. So you have a lot of followers on Instagram. So does Ron Suno. And when it comes to it, and we've noticed this too, our pages don't always have the same followers based on what you might be putting out on your main page. Like our YouTube page has significantly less followers than our main Instagram account.
Mhm.
And for that reason, we get significantly less views on our YouTube videos than we do on anything we post on Instagram. So mathematically, when you look at that stuff, your video is an anomaly. So you, in a couple days, put up 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 views, whereas if every single one of your followers went and played it, there's still about like 100,000 something views. So that's pretty interesting, like mathematically, how on your first song it came out and just kept adding and adding and adding exponentially to where if every one of, and we all know like with sales, it's kind of interesting like how it, telemarketers would put out 1 million calls and expect 10% people to actually bite.
Mhm.
So in a similar way, people put out music and all 100,000 followers would see it, but maybe only 1,000 would click on it at a given time. So
Yeah,
it does make you
that's
wonder. And not, this doesn't take away from the quality of that song at all, but I wonder, were any of those views purchased, or is there like a way to accelerate the way your video gets viewed in terms of
no, like
promotion?
I understand like what you're saying, and that happens not only with like YouTube, but even on my Instagram. Even though I can have 100,000 followers, I only get like, let's say, 10,000 or 50,000 like likes or views when there are like a lot of people actually viewing the post, but when it comes to liking, it's like not even half of the followers. Like most people just watch your stuff. But when it comes to the video, like as I said, I had a plan. So like beside the TikToks or playlists which has to do with streaming like in other platforms, when it comes to YouTube, I'm actually doing like advertising when it comes to like YouTube ads and Google ads. So
Okay.
that has helped me a lot. And besides that, Run Suno is known. So like a lot of views and like a lot of people. I've gained a lot of like followers and streams from New York because he's from New York and like everyone knows him over there. So
Okay. Yeah,
a
that
lot
makes
of
sense.
a lot of a lot of like most of the support is from him. Like because a lot of people on my page, they like there are hate comments too, but I'm just trying to focus on the positivity because it's
Oh
my
yeah.
first song. So, but yeah, a lot of support was from New York because he's from New York. And when it comes to the views, as you said, like I've used a lot of advertising as well for the video to pop up at different videos of Ram Suno and other artists.
Right.
Which has to do with YouTube ads, if you guys know, on Google Ads. And yeah, a lot of views are from Boston, and the other half are from New York, where he's from.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I always wonder, and I'm sure some of those are coming from back home too. I'd considered that fact as well. I wasn't sure exactly how that works in terms of promotion, but yeah, that's true. Truthfully, I think if there was a graph, if we just put the top 5 artists coming out of Boston right now and their growth track uh, before they hit 500,000 views on anything, usually it's a little more of like a stepping stone or of a ramp or something. So it's very
Yeah.
interesting to see somebody shoot right up to the top in terms of views that quickly. And we have seen all types of things.
I've had a lot of people tell me that, and they just, or like a lot of people are telling me like, oh, you're never gonna be like this artist who represents Boston, or like I'm not trying to be like anyone. This is just how like I started. I started with a feature because I just had the opportunity. I just had the budget for it, so I just started this way. Like like a lot of different artists, they don't have the budget, or they don't want to spend on promo. So I'm not trying to be like nobody. It's just that I just happen to have the opportunity and do this. So
Okay. And so, do the lyrics in any of the songs coming out in the near future? Are you do you sort of like talk about your experiences promoting and like any wild things that maybe have happened on certain nights?
yeah, like even on the Run Suno shows, even on the Run Suno track, I said something about shows. But it's not gonna like I'm not gonna talk about I don't think I'm gonna talk about just throwing a show or like just about promotion. I just talk about different things. I'm trying to involve some lyrics from my language in Albanian. Not too much though, because a lot of Americans are not gonna understand it. But I'm trying to
People
include
love
some.
that shit, even if they don't understand it. Just hit us with it.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to include some lyrics in Albanian just so just to seem different. But yeah.
That is, are there Albanian rappers? Any big ones?
How dare you? There obviously are.
Not rappers, but if you guys know Dua Lipa,
Yeah.
she's a pop star. Yeah, she's originally from Albania,
Oh, interesting.
but not rappers really. Like we have like
Okay.
Albanian famous rappers, but not like
Right.
worldwide.
Okay. So what's your next plan musically? Do you have a release planned?
Yeah, I have one. I don't know if it's gonna come. Yeah, it's probably gonna come in March. I have a song with J Guapo.
J Guapo. Okay.
Yeah, another feature. He's from New York too, so I'm just trying to expand in Mass, New York.
How did you get in touch with these guys? Did you know them through promoting, or did you just sort of like contact their management and look?
So even with the J Guapo, I happened the same thing as with Ran Suno. So I had a show with him in 31st January, and we did the show, and I did the feature with him as well. Like I had planned that before, so when he comes here, we should do video. So we got that done, and that's gonna be my second song. So I'm just trying to have like a strong start since I just started doing music. So.
Yeah. So you just started doing music yourself, but since you've been in the clubs for so long, what is, and maybe I had phrased this in a way like you had, maybe you don't include it in your music as a story, but I'm curious, what is the most crazy, what is the wildest thing you've seen happen at a show that didn't get someone kicked out?
That didn't get someone kicked out.
That didn't get someone.
That security saw it. No, I'm just kidding. You're gonna get someone in
Yes,
trouble.
because they usually kick them out.
Yeah, right. That's
So,
a tough one.
what's just the wildest thing?
I mean, it's not really wild, but like like how maybe people like underage come to the club, drink.
I do have a question. Wild. I do have a question about I don't know what happened exactly, but I heard something happened with a DaBaby show that you threw.
Yeah.
What was that situation?
Yeah, there was in Lawrence. It was a show I was working for, so it wasn't like really like my own show, but I was working for that show. But basically, he had a fight with one of the local artists who performed that night, because the local artist was like kind of getting too close, but I mean not really, because he just wanted a picture with DaBaby.
Oh.
And his crew didn't let him, and he was like arguing with his security. So his security actually fought with the local artist.
Video that went out, or is this a different time? There was a video.
Yeah, that's the video that went on TMZ and all over the blogs.
Didn't he like hit a girl too, right? Or they thought he hit a girl, or was that a different video? He's had a few altercations with fans.
His security is super aggressive from what I hear.
Yeah,
so his security
about that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so his security fought with the local artist. DaBaby didn't do anything. He was just telling them like
Yeah, he's like, go beat him up. Go.
I wasn't really outside, like I was inside waiting for him to come perform, but he didn't perform that night. After that happened, he just
Can we give a shout out to that local artist? They certainly didn't deserve to get smacked down by DaBaby's crew without a little bit of recognition.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah,
do we know who this local artist was? Or can we not say that?
Yeah, I know who he is. Like we're cool, but I wanna say his name.
Oh, that's fair. Hey, if you know who you are, comment that you're the guy. So that's cool. If you're cool with it.
He's doing good, though. He's still doing music.
Nice.
Word.
Turns out that was Millie's. No,
yeah, right. So who do you like in the local scene? Who are your favorite Boston hip hop artists right now?
Right
There's a lot, I
now,
know.
yeah, I have.
Who's your least favorite?
Stop.
No, I can't say who's my least favorite, but like I like uh G Nipsey, I like A Black, 791 Cal, G Fredo.
Yeah.
Um, who else? I have a lot of artists, but I don't want to say like a lot of them because I might forgot like other people. So,
Exactly.
but
No, I
these
know.
are
I
songs
understand.
I actually listen to. Like these guys, I really
Yeah.
listen to. They're on my playlist.
Right.
Is there anybody out there who's got the best drip? Because I noticed that I'm totally out of the loop, but I always see people wearing fresh drip. I see you got the Calvin hat. I saw some Louis V in your video. I'm just curious, like who's dripping the hardest out here?
Oh, you mean from artists?
Yeah.
I I don't know. I don't really know how to
You can
answer
say
that.
you.
Everybody is using their like drip. I mean, everybody want to look good in their videos, So,
Yeah, yeah. I am not a designer
but
guy. I wear Boston's Big Four designer, but that's about
This
it.
is designer. This is
Yeah.
designer.
That's what they say.
yeah, you see, everybody, uses designer. Who
Can
is
we?
who is who do you think? Who do
Oh,
you think is the artist
I think it's
with
Hefe
the best
Replay.
drip?
Oh, with the best strip. Oh, Hefe is definitely up there. I'll give Casso a shout out too.
Yeah.
Shout out Casso.
Casso's got it. Justin Clancy. His style is a little odd sometimes, but
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
the leopard hair
he's
was a little
different.
much. Yeah, he's different.
Yeah,
but
he's different. I like his music. Yeah,
yeah, his music's
we've
great.
talked a
His
couple
music's
times.
great.
Yeah.
Can we expect a Vaz clothing line coming soon, or any type of merch?
No, no, I don't think so. No, not anytime soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just
well,
trying to
let us know
focus
if you're
on.
dropping any merch. We'll get some.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but like right now, I'm just focused on shows and music. So I don't want to start something new, because then is too much going on.
That's fair. But even artist merchandise, just stuff with your tags on it and your logo. I feel like
That'll be,
Yeah, 'cause
that'll be dope.
yeah, I would rep it. I'm always saying local artists, send us your stuff. We'll send you merch. We want tees. I'm sick of wearing my own stuff.
Mhm.
Gotta start
I'm
swapping
not.
tees.
I'll wear these all day. I'm a walking billboard.
Real talk. Just like fun fact about these.
That's the
shirts.
best. That's the best promotion.
Yeah, I lost
Absolutely.
mine. I had two of them, and I don't know where they are right now. So there's two that are too small in my bedroom, and I'm like, I don't know where these even came from. So the ones that I wear are gone. This one's brand new, popped it out of the box. So I'm wasting money. I'm wasting money just to wear our stuff.
It's all good. It's
That's the
worth it.
brain. That's the brain drip.
Yeah.
Exactly. I saw you through a Megan the Stallion show. What was that? A couple years ago?
Yeah, that was last year.
Oh, okay, last year. How was that?
No, yeah, that was in 2019 because
Right.
last year we didn't do any.
Last year didn't happen.
Yeah,
Was this the one that
2019,
SOP
yeah.
Liddy Boy was at as well?
Yeah, he did mention he was there. SOP Liddy Boy.
Shout out SOP Liddy Boy. I think he opened, but yeah, that's awesome. What was that show like? Megan is popping right now, so she must have carried the vibes.
Yeah, like she just like at the time that we had her, she was just starting to like really like blow up. So really got her like in that time, and she just had a concert that night I think it was the Mick Mills the Mick Mill tour in Boston. So she just came from there in the club, but it was
Oh,
it was
that's
really
awesome.
good. Yeah, it was really good. It was a sold out show. Yeah, she took up.
Awesome.
Everybody was turned up. It was really good.
So what are the biggest responsibilities when it comes to promoting? So you're we had Ned Welbury from Leeds, or people often call him Leeds. So he's a promoter at the Middle East and a few other venues now in the city, and he kind of went through just like the responsibilities as far as like what the Middle East goes for. And I'm curious, like, what are the things you focus on when you're putting on an event? Do you first get artists, or do you first lock down things with the venue? I'm curious how that process goes.
So first, I look in a date with a venue. So like I tell, and then if it's available, so I looked in the venue. Then I find an artist that I want to bring. I book the artist, the DJ, and yeah, we do the flyer. And then starts the whole promoting thing.
Okay.
Then that's the most important part of the show, the promotion part. After the flyer is posted, then that's the whole work basically starts there when the flyer is posted.
Okay. And do you have like favorite DJs, or do you usually use the DJ that the artists will bring in?
So I usually use like one or two DJs before, and then when the big artists come, they usually have their own DJ. But I like different DJs. Like I like DJ Chubby Chub. I've worked with him. I like DJ Alcid, and yeah, I've worked with other DJs as well.
Okay. Yeah, there's so many of them. I only within the past year started to figure out who the DJs are in the city. And
DJ Alcide is a big one. I
Yeah,
hear his
he's
name come
really
up a
good.
lot. Yeah. He puts on the good music showcase that
Yeah,
they used to do at Maggie's Lounge.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very supportive of the local artists as well. So
Right.
he's really good.
So I'm just gonna ask publicly, and I'm gonna put you on the spot. If we threw on Boston's big show, would you like to perform?
So when are you guys
we suck.
planning?
We suck.
When are you guys planning to throw the show? Because
We don't have a date planned right now.
No, yeah, we're spitballing. We actually, so we had originally a date planned pre-pandemic, or like a day before pre-pandemic. We were about to lock down a date.
It's bad timing
for August at the Middle East, so it would have been August 2020. But yeah, everything happened with the virus. We lost that, so we're hoping when things are open back up, and now that we got the 50% capacity, I don't think we'll be hopping at that, but it's a step in the right direction. So I figured I'd just
I'll tell you that I will perform if I have 5 songs out by then.
I was gonna say you gotta have more than one song to perform.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly. So I can't even perform right now. I only have one song.
Right. Are you hoping to get an album out eventually, or are you just focused on releasing singles?
Yeah, not right now. Like as I said, like I always have a plan for a song. So an album, I think it will be like a lot of work, and I don't think I'm ready for an album. But I'll definitely release singles and push them. Okay. Like I did with the Run Sooner.
What's the biggest go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, do we need albums anymore? Unless you're telling a coherent story in one sitting, do we need albums? Could you just put out singles every so often?
Don't let the album die.
No, you can tell albums if they're stories, but if they're songs that don't necessarily go together, pop me a single every month. Pop me a single every couple months,
you could get an album which is basically just a bunch of singles in one. So
yeah, I guess sound off in the comments. I'm gonna clip this one out.
I still get excited when one of my favorite artists drops an album, because I'm like, oh, now I get to listen to a bunch of songs by them.
Singles versus albums. We're putting this in the Instagram story. We'll see what people like.
I kind of agree with Owen, because I just think I mean, if it's your favorite artist, as you said, then you get excited when they drop because it's your favorite artist. But if it's just like somebody like me who just started music, or another local artist, then an album might be like too much to like.
I agree with that. When you're trying to build a fan base, when you're still trying to build yourself, build your brand, then an album might be too much, because people aren't ready for that. You kind of gotta get them acclimated first with a few videos, a few singles, then drop the album.
I won't listen to a full album usually, like right away. I'll listen to a song, and then I'll go back and like see if I like another one. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm hot take. That's all. Hot take.
Yeah, and you gotta promote the album, like all the songs and stuff. Or you might choose one song or 2 songs on the album that you're gonna push, but still it's a lot of work to promote the album.
Right. It's a lot to ask people to listen to, 12, 13, 18, 20 songs at once.
Exactly.
It's like
20 songs feels like a lot. I expect an album to be like 10, 15.
Yeah. Well, some people drop 20 song albums.
Ugh, Beyonce.
Drake
cut it
Drake
out.
did Drake did it. And I honestly couldn't make it through it.
He's
Like,
Drake.
yeah, Drake can do whatever he wants, I know.
He really
He's
can.
probably one of your favorite artists, so you listen to it.
You're right.
I
He's
saw
everyone's
Drake
favorite artist.
perform in Boston. Yeah,
You see?
Drake's fun.
Yeah.
I saw Drake perform with me.
Honestly, if you don't like Drake, you're a hater. Like that's just how it is.
Yeah. I mean, everyone clowned on him for being a soft
You
boy,
probably
but he proved that he's hard.
like
I'm
everyone
sorry.
knows his song, or like at least like one of his songs should be
Oh yeah,
in your top 10 or top 5.
absolutely.
But I noticed that with people, even when I dropped this song, because I had to reach out to a lot of people to like check me out, because they don't know I do music, they just know I'm a promoter.
Right.
So I had to reach out to a lot of people and tell them that, oh, I dropped my first song, and they were like, oh, you do music now, or so like there were a lot of people were skeptic, and if I would tell them like, oh, I dropped an album, all of a sudden, they'll be like shocked. So like a single, I think is is better than to if you're trying to promote and push the song as well.
Who's the biggest feature you're trying to lock down? If you could get one artist on a song,
give all the secrets. Give us those secrets.
Drake.
Yeah.
Drake.
I mean, who wouldn't want to
exactly
Drake, right?
Right.
But like realistically, like as of right now, I just because as I said, I'm gonna have the other song with Jay Guapo, so I have two good features for now that are gonna give me some buzz. But after that, I just wanna keep doing some songs just by myself, so I can prove to people that I can do it by myself. Like I don't need a big feature to do numbers. So like I'll try to promote more like my own song, if I really believe that it's gonna be something good. But I would want features with every big artist. Why not?
Right. Why not? Exactly.
But realistically, it's all it comes to the connection and the budget. So you never know. I can do a show with another artist and book a feature and do a feature with him as well. But I don't have anything planned as of right now.
Okay.
And as far as style goes, can we expect like, are you gonna try to work out your singing voice at all in the future, or what are you thinking?
No, my engineer was trying to get me sing, but I don't think I have a singing voice.
I say just go for it. Get drunk one night and just do it. I don't think people want to hear me sing, because I don't know, like not as right now, because right now I just want to establish my sound and like how I come to the people. So I'm more into like club scene, like rap, not like rap, but it's like rap, like club trap. That's that's what's hot
like
right
a
now.
mix.
People like that. That's what I tend to listen to. I'm one of those mixed bag music listeners. Like I'll listen to pretty much whatever at any given time.
Depends what kind of mood you're in, but that's the kind of music, like if you're trying to turn up and have a good time, you put on some
like good
trap music.
Good energy music. Yeah.
Right.
And the lyrics too, if you can just get something catchy, like just trying to pull up and ride. I'm trying to get inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's guys. Like I always I always will go for like catchy lyrics. Like I might do some songs just rap, like kind of like freestyle or whatever, but like I always will go for the catchy songs, because that's like I know people are attracted to that, and a lot of artists don't understand that. Like a lot of artists, they just do rap, which is cool, but that song is not gonna really be played in the clubs or in other places. So
I think a lot of artists. Catchy... Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I'm just saying that a catchy hook is what I'm usually going for in my songs. Even so it might sound like I don't know, like stupid for some people that with those kind of lyrics, but it's funny. It makes you turn up. So
yeah, and that I think it's some artists pack stuff in. Like I've used like a Tech Nine example before. Like Tech Nine is undoubtedly a great rapper,
Mhm.
musician, artist.
Yeah.
But some of his songs, in a way, I'm not really vibing with it, like where I just kind of put it on to dance or something, because he's just like,
Yeah, it depends on the vibe. It depends on the
like,
vibe.
and you can
Yeah.
almost not even understand the lyrics. So it's an impressive technical feat when it comes to like fitting those bars into that space and actually delivering it in that time. Um, and it's like there's different talents. So
It's a totally different style of
Yeah.
music.
yeah, and the catchiness, I think, is what people love these days, and it's kind of been skewing that way more and more. And there's always traditionalists who love to say that like, oh, it should always be singing or something. Like I've actually heard
I love
family-
everything.
yeah no,
Like,
I've
that's
just
all-
heard family members ask me like why an instrument, they're like, is this a song or what is this? And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's music. What do you mean?
It's
Like,
music,
just music.
yeah.
It's funny
Yeah,
how
that
people ask
happens.
that.
No, but yeah, like yeah, even my family be like, oh, you just doing like kind of like poetry, like they should have like a melody or something. But,
Yeah, I think there is the whole poetry aspect too, that and even this actually isn't even new really as far as the tempos and stuff go, because that was back in like those Greek poets and everything, where they had their cadence of speaking, and some of it was slower and some of it was packed and dense. It was people are going to be like, yo bro, stop rambling, you're saying the same thing over and over again. So that's my internal comment on what I'm talking about. But yeah,
and I'm not gonna lie, but like a lot of people, when I dropped the first song, like a lot of people couldn't understand like what I'm saying for the like some words in the song, because I have an accent and I'm not from here. But
Mhm.
what my point with the song and with my music is gonna be, you know, having that catchy hook that everybody's gonna understand, you know, no
Right.
matter my accent. Like as you said, like, you know, pull up and ride, like that's
Yeah.
the hook. That's what
I
I
mean,
want people to know, you know. So
when
like
I
when
first
they
saw
see
the
me,
clip,
they like, oh, pull up and ride, you know, like
right,
oh yeah,
they can recognize it from that song and from the hook.
right. And taking trips Dubai is what I recognized first. Like, that's the line that popped out to me the first time I heard it, and then that's what got
everybody's
stuck in-
line. That's
Yeah.
everybody's line.
real talk, I actually started
Yeah.
looking up flights to Dubai, because I one time I hit Dubai as a connection, or I almost hit Dubai as a connection, but I went to Qatar instead. But Dubai was I wanted to do it, and I wanted to spend a day there, but then I realized you had to like pass customs twice, and I didn't have that time. And I was telling Jack, we got to do a Boston's Big Four trip to Dubai. So you've inspired that. We're doing this. We started looking up flight prices. It's
Love it.
happening. Boston's Big Four, speaking it into existence. Boston's Big Four, Dubai. Dubai's Big
No,
Four.
yeah, but yeah, my whole point is just, you know, having that catchy hook that at least people will, you know, remember some words or, you know, some bars. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want people to remember my whole song or, you know, my whole lyrics, because that's not my point. It's just having
yeah.
that at least that catchy hook
Yeah.
being remembered.
Yeah, no, it definitely bumps. And the music video, in a way, is like, it looks like so this was shot during pandemic, right? The music video.
Yeah, it was shot in the back room of the venue.
Yeah, I was gonna say that must have been hard to get like enough not sick people in the same room together and still have it, because it looked like a vibe you were clubbing, so it did look like you were pre-pandemic, so that's why I even had to ask. But it was a great way to shoot a video and still give that vibe like you were out and things were normal again, which I miss.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really dope. Like there were a lot of people. I hope nobody, you know, got sick. I haven't heard anything bad from anyone.
That's good.
Wait, so when was the video shot? Was it recently?
It was in November 29. That's when I had the show with Ramsuno. So we shot it that night before he performed.
Yeah, if they got it, they're already over it, so whatever.
Yeah, they're
Everything's fine. Yeah.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, they're fine. Whatever. So are you and Ron Suno going to do any more songs together, or were you guys just kind of one and done on that one track, or am I spoiling secrets for the future?
I mean, I don't know. It's nothing planned right now, but like he's really happy with how like Boston is supporting the song and like Mass in general, because like I was talking with him, and he's like really, like happy with the song, even though it's not his song, it's my song. He just featured on that, but like he's really happy with the reaction, and he has had a lot of people from Boston hitting him up and like showing love. So he's really happy with that. So you never know. Like I have good connections with his team now, so you never know.
Yeah, and when things are back, are you gonna? Well, so now once you got your 5 songs out, let's say you got 10 songs out, would you do a tour? What's the limit to do a tour around the country?
I don't know, man. As of right now, like I'm not thinking about any tour or anything like that. But like I would want to perform because I never performed. So I just see artists perform. I bring artists to perform, but
Oh,
I know it's probably like really. I'm really gonna be nervous when I perform for my first time. But like
so you didn't perform at
I
the
would like to
Suno
perform.
show?
No, so basically, like we shot the music video at the back room. So like everybody was up front. We just had like some dancers, some his team and all that. But I never performed like the actual song in front of people. It was just our people in the back shooting the video, and like dancers and his team and my team. But I haven't performed in any venue. Like I want to have a couple of songs before I start performing.
No, that's fair.
And it gotta be other shows because I'm not gonna perform in my own show because that's not the point.
True. So which artist, as a promoter, which artist are you looking to bring to Boston or Lawrence, whatever, New England? Who are you looking to bring? Who's top on your list right now? Who's on the top of your list?
I really want to bring Lil Durk.
Okay.
And Push Ice-T.
Coming up, I didn't know how long he had actually been around, Lil Durk. He was in meme with Young Thug a while back. I just thought he was some young artist that
you don't just get on a song with Drake, like that doesn't just happen.
Yeah, he's been around. Yeah, he's been around for a
while.
Time. I've worked with an event with another promoter. Like it wasn't my show, but so like I'm trying to I really want to bring him by myself this time. But I don't think that's gonna happen with a limited capacity right now because like he's considered a big artist, so
right,
and the budget gotta be right and the capacity gotta be right with the club. So but definitely Lil Durk, Push Ice-T. I want Coil Ray. She's doing her thing now too.
Oh yeah. It's Benzino's daughter.
Yeah, she's doing
Benzino's daughter. She's a singer. You didn't know that?
Oh, and she's definitely more famous than him.
Right now, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Benzino. It's just is
what it is.
But yeah, everybody who is hot and like is coming up, I wanna bring them, because then they become like too famous or like and their price goes up,
Right.
Why is that? Why
goes
can't
crazy.
Sometimes artists do cool shows? They're making plenty of money on the streams and merch. Why don't they just do a nice regularly priced show for the local venue? Like, what's your deal, guys? What's your deal? I also wonder,
money talks.
Yeah, do they sometimes just do regularly priced shows? Like, hey, $1,000 and I'll perform. Like, how about that?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, it depends. Like,
gotta get the bag, man.
It's
$1,000.
Because if you
with
$1,000,
you can probably get like a coming up like local artists, but nobody really popping,
Right.
And just know, I'm not paying a dime for not nobody. You're coming here on our name. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine if we were like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'd get Easty.
Yeah. That's the homie.
they gotta get their money. That's why they're coming.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I mean,
touring is where most of the money comes from for artists. It's like they get more off touring than they do streams.
And I think people forget that it's a real service. It's a real craft. You're providing something to people.
It's a huge service.
Yeah, it's not.
People would kill to see their favorite artist live.
Yeah, it's just like performing, writing, going through the process of making real music, getting venues to let you perform. The least you could do is support people and pay them for their
Right.
what they're doing. It's like hard to even get there in the first place. It's interesting how I've seen a lot of comparisons, like a lot of entry level jobs you're getting some pay, or like an internship you're getting some pay, but in music and art people expect you to just like work for free until you're famous, and that's pretty much impossible to sustain if unless you, and we said this on the Rob Crean episode, that it's just a lot easier to be rich if you're an artist. So
Yeah, but like I would say that when you are just coming up, like you gotta go with your price a little, like not like too down, but like like be a little like cheaper because you're just coming up.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you never know how that's gonna go, because you can have a hit and then after that you just
Well,
like
we have a
your
lot of
numbers
artists
go
that
down.
have to that talk about not wanting to pay to perform, which is a thing that sometimes happens. Where
Uh, trust me, I deal with that like on all my shows.
yeah,
Yeah.
All my shows, yeah.
and we've talked about this too. I'm not sure how you run things, but oftentimes like a down payment on ticket sales is sort of like reasonable. I think like to have a portion of the tickets responsible like for the artist to sell, and they can make money if they need to. Otherwise, they're selling them back at cost, kind of a thing. It's
Okay, I'm
yeah.
not I'm not trying to like like go against like any artist or whatever, but like if I throw a show and you want to perform, okay, I'll give you the opportunity to perform, but what do you offer for me though?
Mm.
Because a lot of artists, okay, they don't want to pay for the slot, right?
Yeah.
Getting a call. No worries. No worries.
Yeah, my bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, so as I was saying, like a lot of artists, they don't want to pay for the slot, right? So you give them another opportunity, and because they be telling me like, oh, I can sell 30 tickets, I can sell 20 tickets. So I'm like, okay, as long as I give you the platform to perform, and you can bring some people, that's fine. You
Yeah.
don't have to pay, just bring some crowd. And then they can't even sell 5 tickets, they can sell 2 tickets, 3 tickets, and I'm like, I could have gotten someone else who at least can sell 20 tickets, but like now I'm giving you the platform. You said you can sell 20 tickets, and because you have a huge crowd, like you're doing numbers in Boston or whatever, but you're only selling 2 tickets. Like if you don't have even your family or your group come support you, then
Mm.
don't expect me to let you perform for free if I'm not getting anything from that, because I'm giving you something, so I'm expecting something in return.
For
But
sure. Yeah.
like,
Right.
I
It's
just
gonna
think
work
that's
for
just
everybody.
like how it should be, because at the end of the day it's business. So if you're not trying to pay, I understand that because you don't have a budget, but at least have some people come and support you.
Mm. And what would be and now it's actually, now that I think about it, really is just paying, because I wonder if some artists would take the tickets, say they can sell them, maybe couldn't sell them, but still just paid the money for them as if they sold out. And now you have a sold out show, but the crowd's not full. I wonder if that ever happens. And
Oh, you mean like if like all the tickets are sold but people don't show up?
right, yeah. Or if the artist maybe didn't actually sell the tickets, but paid up front for them themselves, and like they were allegedly sold out. You know what I mean?
Oh, I mean, like the artist can pay for the slot, but I'll still sell tickets. Like I'll
Yeah,
have
yeah.
them online or physical. Like, and if they sell and you don't show up, that's something else. Because if I have space in the venue, I will let people who just come at the door go inside. Just because you bought a ticket doesn't mean that, like, if you don't want to come, that's fine. Like you bought a
Okay, okay.
ticket,
You'll
that's
still
that's
fill out
cool
the
with
room.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna fill up the room regardless.
So it's a numbers game. Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna keep the venue, with open space if I have people waiting outside. Like if you
Right.
bought a ticket, that's fine, but at least show up. If you don't want
I'm
to
trying
show
to
up,
get
then
inside. That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about.
inside the club.
Yeah. Super fun. So are there any clubs in particular, other like, so your main club is how, and I'm not familiar with it. Is it Centro, CENTRO, or am I
Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that's in Lawrence.
Mhm.
Are there any other clubs that like you'd want to shout out or that they usually will use? Or is that's the
Um,
main?
I'll shout out Jewel Music Venue in Manchester, New Hampshire, because that's what I'm doing shows during this pandemic. So, and that's kind of the only option that is right now. So
Yeah.
like, I'm really, like thankful to use that venue for my shows right now because there aren't like really any other shows happening. So
Right. What are the
I'll
regulations like up there?
so it's really like limited capacity of like 150, 120 people depends. But
Hmm.
yeah, and like yeah, everybody has to wear a mask and people has to sit down on their tables with their stuff, with their crew.
Oh, interesting. So it's like they're mute like music shows, but they almost come off as comedy shows where you have the tables all separate throughout the venue.
Yeah, yeah. It really depends on the show and like what kind of night. Like yeah, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's really good right now because it's the only option, and I'm really happy with the venue too. So,
Nice. That's
but as
awesome.
I said, I'm waiting for Mass to reopen so we could try and make something happen here.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
Mass.
definitely. Yeah, unbelievable. And shout out again. He's the goat, and he's coming up right now. Or if you're familiar with Hiro the MC, he mentioned Manchester as well.
Mhm.
He put on shows, and I now I'm curious. He's doing the Bars Over Bars media. You guys could probably do some good collabs if you're out working in similar areas. He's been working throughout the pandemic. I think he's been putting on minimalized shows. So that would be fun
Mhm.
to see. I don't know, especially with the 50% capacity allowed.
Yeah.
So actually, they're not all 50%, right? Or were
You
What?
mean
venues
in New Hampshire?
music venues are 50%, right?
Massachusetts is going to be 50%
That's the
now.
new law.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mass is gonna
Oh,
be
I'm
50.
thinking of the sports venues because like they were like 12%, weren't they? It's a weird number.
Our Massachusetts sports venues have had no fans so far.
Well, now they're 12%, I think, was the new one.
Yeah,
They
just today they announced
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I was
That's-
confused. I thought maybe it was different for the music venues, but I was just trying to like think about what I had just heard. But yeah,
Shout out to New Hampshire though.
yeah shout out
Yeah, shout out to New Hampshire.
because weren't
You
there
know, I
rules?
feel like at my shows, most of the people that come are from Mass because that's where my crowd
Right.
is. So like
Right.
everybody from Boston, Mass, like
Mm.
they just come to New Hampshire, So
Yeah.
it's all love.
Manchester's not even that far, right? It's like an hour. Not so bad.
Yeah, it's not that far.
I drive
Yeah,
an
it's
hour
like
all the time. Plymouth's an
Mhm.
hour away. It's not
Right.
really, but it kind of is. It's
Might
pretty
as well
far.
be.
Yeah.
yeah, everybody comes to have a fun time. So it's nothing. It's not bad. An hour, 40 minutes to drive, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good shit.
definitely. And I think everyone's going to be vaccinated by June. So this summer we got concerts back
Yeah.
happening. I'm calling it.
COVID-19.
Blow. You
The
were
wind of
right.
God.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So,
shout out to that guy.
that pastor, whoever he is. Jeez.
Kenneth Coleman, I think his name
Oh
is.
man,
Yeah.
that was great. I don't know about that guy though.
Yeah, no, he's weird.
It was fun in the memes.
We'll let you go though. It's
Yeah,
been
Thanks for
an
coming
hour.
on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. This is a great episode.
No, of course. Yeah, thank you for having me, guys, and appreciate you all for supporting artists. I see on your Instagram page and on social media posting different artists, and I usually go and check them out. So I'm more in tune, and if I
Yeah.
like their music, I hit them up. But appreciate you all
That's
for
what we do it for.
yeah, appreciate you
it,
all
man.
for supporting artists, and
Yeah,
it's
of
all
course.
love.
We love
And
doing
appreciate
it.
you for having me here.
Absolutely, yeah. We love doing it. We love that you love making music. So that's what we look for. Everything's the best. You're the best. Thank you for coming on.
Keep up the great work, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, plugs. Sorry. What social medias? Do you have a website? Anything you'd want to plug?
You can just type VAS on Instagram and I should pop up. It's Vasjan,
Okay.
VASJANZISI, and you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, but mainly Instagram is where I connect with artists. And if you're trying to promote your music, DM me on my Instagram.
Awesome.
Word.
Perfect. Thanks again. Be safe out there, and we'll definitely be in touch with all the
Yes.
things coming in the future.
Of course. Thank you, guys.
All right.
No problem,
Have a
man.
good
Have
one.
a good one.